that there are blood in it, fresh blood, but the left side is worst. So then they are even telling me that I have to wait for a senior consultant to look at it again to make proper documentation.
Hiya, hold on. I've never been a supporter of jungle justice, and the voice notes you heard from the beginning will prove a lot to you that jungle justice is very bad in our society. The voice note from the beginning of this video is from Uduak Adams. She's a Nigerian lawyer who went for house hunting on a very normal day, on a very good day, to look for where she would stay in Surulere, Lagos. And when she was walking, suddenly one woman came from nowhere. I don't know how this thing happens sometimes. The woman came from nowhere and began to accuse her that she kidnapped her son. And Uduak Adams was very surprised of such kind of allegation. And she said, "I didn't kidnap your son." The woman insisted that she was the one that kidnapped her son. My God. Like how? Uduak asked and kept insisting that she was not the one that kidnapped the woman's son. And this woman kept insisting as well that it was Uduak Adams, that she knows the face of the person that kidnapped her son. And before you know it, one person gathered, 2 persons, 3 persons, 4 persons, a mob gathered Uduak Adams. And because she was very good at speaking English, she couldn't speak Yoruba language. They gathered her and started lynching her. Some came with wood, some came with sticks, some came with stone, and she was receiving punch from different angles. This same woman insisted that Uduak Adams be killed. And before you know it, people from different angles begin to bring fuel, tire. You know how they do jungle justice in Nigeria. Luckily, unfortunately for Uduak Adams, the police arrived and started shooting, chasing the angry mob. And this woman was still shouting that it was her that kidnapped her son. Before you know it, that same son that she has been shouting that was kidnapped came back from where he was playing football. And that is how the police rushed Uduak Adams to a general hospital where the injury she sustained was equivalent to death. And they started scanning her body because she couldn't hear again. Her 2 ears was already filled with blood and had several damages from the punch and the beating she sustained from the angry mob.
And I also complained, about my ear not being able to hear, especially my left ear, I cannot hear again.
And the funny thing here is this. In that same hospital, that general hospital that they went to, this same woman that accused Uduak Adams of kidnapping her son have a relation in the hospital. And when the doctor demanded that she should go for a scan, an x-ray scan, when she went for the x-ray scan, this family member of the woman that accused Uduak Adams of kidnapping her son switched the results to cover up the case because she has a lot of swollen in her head and in her brain. He tried to cover up the results, but because of the doctor has already examined Uduak Adams and know that there is something wrong with her head and her skull, insisted that this result is wrong. That was when they knew that the family member was trying to cover up the case.
To do the x-ray, and she said, why are those people documenting a different thing from what she documented that day? Because she's the one that examined my body. She saw my eyes, she saw my head was swollen in a different angle. She saw my thigh, she saw my arm, she saw every part of me.
You see, Uduak Adams would have lost her life. The 2 questions we should be asking ourselves now is, what if they successfully lynched Uduak Adams to death and finally found out that Uduak Adams was innocent? And you know that once person is dead, it is hard for you to bring back that person to life. I will say this thing again and I will say it again. Our society is becoming something else. The court has failed us. We saw what happened during the election. The police station has failed us. The military barracks has failed us. So many places that people are looking up to has equally failed us. Even Uduak Adams Bar Association has equally failed Nigeria. And that is why people are no longer waiting for police. They take laws into their hands, which is a very dangerous thing. Because Uduak Adams is innocent. Just a very innocent lady who came out on a very good day to seek for a place, to seek for shelter. And this was something that wanted to end her life. Jungle justice is a very dangerous thing. We remember the story of the 4 Uniport students that were victims of jungle justice, and it was after they were lynched to death that they realized that these boys were innocent. You see, I want to advise the Nigerian lawmakers or whoever that is in charge of making laws to create a law where anyone who falsely accuses somebody or who tries jungle justice will be sentenced to life imprisonment or given something that will equate what the person wanted to do to an innocent person. We must be very careful in our society because we don't know who is next. Today is Uduak Adams. We don't know who will be next person. How will somebody come out from nowhere and begin to accuse somebody of kidnapping her son, yet no evidence? We see adults coming out being angry and want to lynch the person to death. You see, Nigerians are frustrated and angry. That is why they are looking for who to vent their anger on. Instead of them to vent their anger on those people that are destroying their lives on a daily basis, they are looking for innocent tools like Uduak Adams. Again, I will say no to jungle justice, because Uduak Adams would have been dead somebody today. But thank God that the police came. Unlike the police of Nigeria, they came and stopped them from doing the needful. Say no to jungle justice.